Hi, good afternoon. Okay, today we will go for about interview on collecting qualitative data. Alright, so as we know that qualitative data is the purpose of the interview is the qualitative data on course-wise interview. So actually, purpose of the interview is to probe the ideas, okay, of the interviews about the phenomenon of the interest. The interview can be recorded in a wide variety of ways, including stenography, audio recording, video recording, or written notes. Okay, so it should be fairly informal, and participants will feel they are taking part in a conversation or discussion rather than in a formal question and answer situation. The modes can be face-to-face, telephone, virtual, okay, such as online message, WhatsApp, Skype, email, etc., etc. Okay, they're synchronous versus unsynchronous. The structure can be unstructured, semi-structured, or structured. Right. So there are advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so I just focus it on advantages. It can be nurture the richer data. Okay, it could be face to face. Okay, it could be provide opportunity to explore topics that allow interview to experience seeing the effective as well as connective responses. Allow interview to explain or help clarify questions as well as increasing the likelihood of useful response, and allow interview to be flexible in administering interview to particular individuals or in particular circumstances. Okay, so they have three structured. Structure can be unstructured. Okay, so normally unstructured is a depth or in depth, very little structure. The interview may just go with the aim and may frame the interview based on the response, and it allows the discussion to cover areas in the great details. Okay, it also can allowable to know or find out more about a specific topic, okay, or percussive plan as well. And we can also how to deduce. Normally, mainly I use in ethnography study. Okay, for semi-structured, they also call as a focused interviews. Okay, can be series of open-ended questions. Okay, series of broad questions, and may have some prompts to help with the viewing. Okay, continue back. Alright. So the open-ended nature define the topic under investigations. Okay, but provides opportunities for both the viewer and the viewee to discuss topics in more detail. It can be worked best when the interview has a number of areas that they want to be sure to be addressing. Okay, for structure as well, they are repeating the same question the same way. So now normally tightly structured used. Okay, the question may be phrased in order to limit the range of response. Okay, so normally the rating. Okay, let's for example, do you rate our service as a very good, poor? So it means that the researcher can needs to consider whether the questionnaire or structured to be more of a rate. So if the interview schedule is too tightly structured, this may not enable the phenomena under investigation to be explored in terms of either breadth or depth. Normally, it will be used in a market research. So they have already the same question in order to see the patterns of the community or the society. It's the best practice that can we apply. We should ask clear questions. Okay, so you should know how to choose the words very carefully. Try ask a single, one by one. Try to open-ended. They allow to their own terms. So for example, you ask experience, okay, before asking their opinions. Okay, or you can try to funneling, okay, from general to specific, from broad to narrow. Okay, probing, follow up, okay, to deepen the question to a question, to increase the richness of the data obtained. Okay, for example, to asking their more detailed explanation or repeating, or you nodding, or just pause to indicate. Okay, to interject, you can interject before they go more on that. next topic. Alright, so that's how we can, the other strategy that can we go. Okay, this is your assignment too, right? So and as well as if the question they feel blur, you can interpret again, clarify. Okay, I mean, you can clarify and stand the meaning of interview statement, alright? For example, is this correct that you feel that? Blah 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 blah. And then please avoid the sensitive question. Maybe it could be irritate their feel. Okay, so you don't ask your research question directly. Try to make it their feel you know that they are not as the subject matter. Okay, encourage and as well as encourage them free rein. Okay, so but maintain control, and whatever it is, you have to establish rapport, build the trust, because when we have interview session, we have to build the trust. We should explain to them the nature of the interview, the manner, okay, how you want to, what's the purpose of that interview session, okay, and then always have a pilot test and have a review your interview guidelines for them. Okay, so this we could skip this one. This is example of interview guide that you can follow with. Right. Okay, so I will go to laddering. Laddering is actually in semi-structured interviews. Okay, they are in order as a one method that can help researcher to elicit the higher or lower level abstractions. Okay, so it's also by using a prop. Okay, so we will peel back the layers. Okay, so Larry and Fabry is used to understand. Okay, based on Reynolds Gutman, understand the way in which the informant sees. Okay, normally they will use in the consumer research, organization research. Okay, so this is an example of the laddering technique. Okay, for example, to enhance their self-esteem, better figure. Okay, this is the example. Okay, example of the one, the market interview. Okay, this is another example or electronic patient record system. Okay, this is the YouTube that I already shared to you through online learning. Alright, so this is the examples that we can have it. Okay, how they're probing the how the interviewer probing the respondents. You can have a look on the details here. So the same till the so they have few examples here. Example 1, example 2, example 3. Okay, so we also can have procuring details. Okay, so maybe the interviewers, the respondents, also can ask the interviewer. Okay, so it means that they have a two-way communication. All right. So that's all for interview and probing or laddering. For focus groups, is more on interview in the group. All right. So they are relatively unstructured but guided. So normally they have moderators, still face to face. They involve in social interaction. Okay, and they generate more naturalistic. Okay, they also provide openness, support the involved for people talking each other. Okay, and this is an excellent method to elicit a wide range of views. Okay, so and as well as to exploratory tools, views of social groups, okay, social change, cause focus group have conscious tracing or and as well as empowering. Okay, it could be to collect data on sensitive as well, sensitive topic. Okay, in the very control in the control mode lah. Alright, so when maybe may not be the best if more emotional, and it's also not the best if you want to personal narrative or personal experience on sensitive topics, or else you want to get data from busy professionals. It's not very suitable. This is the focus group. For the advantages of focus group, alright, so it's a more flexible, good in gathering new knowledge, in interaction, disclosure. Okay, so it also can lead to some empowerment, reduce the power and control, and as well as groups who there might be daunting. Okay, but for transition maybe very time consuming. Okay, so they have heterogeneous or homogeneous, friend, acquaintances or strangers, or it could be also as a sample size. We can design first, all right, for before we kickstart, and there's some tips here. You can go through all the as well as for moderators. All right, so this example is a that you can provide in online learning. Okay, so that's all for today. So next week we will go for observation and ethical. Thank you.